then there's creative differences.
Yeah.
Especially when you're in the position of a leader. You know, it's really hard for you because you have to care the most. If you only give 80%, you can't expect anyone else to give more than 80%.
Yeah.
If you give 100%, then maybe you can expect them to give 80%.
Yeah.
But when you're in the position of the leader,
Leadership.
yeah, you have to like get comfortable with being uncomfortable all the time.
You're also watching us on YouTube. Wow! That is so amazing, right?
At syempre, ang motto natin sa KwentoJuan is substance over status.
But again, we have to bloom where we are planted.
I have to be able to appreciate other people's beauty without doubting my own.
We have unique lives and stories to tell.
Yung mga blessings is also our responsibility.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to the last and final and the bonus episode of KwentoJuan! No, gulat kayo, no? Akala nyo tapos na.
It's a
Akala
prank.
nyo tapos na tayo kay
It's a
Moy. But
prank.
there's, well, because we're the Juans, eh. So there's always an
Extra
one
Extra one.
more
Yeah.
episode.
Galing.
So this is our last and final episode. Wala nang surprise after this. But sabi nga nila, save the best for
For
last.
last.
Yeah. Alright. So nabanggit natin last time na nandito tayo sa Brooklyn Social in Quezon City. And maraming mga magugulat na yung guest natin ay sa kanya tong place na to. At talagang binuksan niya tong place na to para
For
sa
us.
atin.
Yeah.
At nakakatuwa na mga simpleng Juan galing sa probinsya ngayon nakakaupo na sa sofa sa Quezon City. Big deal eh. Big deal yung sofa. Pero
Nice.
bago natin i-call in yung guest natin, how are you feeling, guys, na we can finally honestly say that this will be the last episode of this podcast? We have been through a journey talking to different people, different artists, different stories.
Sobrang nakaka-proud. Kasi finally nakatapos tayo ng 13 episodes. So matatapos na yung mga sleepless nights.
Or di natin
Iba
sure.
naman yung pinagkakapuyatan niya.
Oo nga.
Another-
Sa bagay.
Ako sobrang na-enjoy ko yung pakikinig.
Ako din. Kaya di na ako nakapagsalita.
Oo.
Gusto ko na lang makinig.
Ang daming learnings, no? Kung nagtataka yung iba, ba't hindi masyadong nagsasalita? Nakikinig po ka.
Ina-absorb.
And that's KwentoJuan is all about.
Yes.
Pakikinig din dun sa mga stories ng mga naging guests natin. Sila Asian Cutie, sila Jerry Corsair, Jenny Lavera.
Moira.
and today,
SB19.
Moira.
SB19. Grabe. Yan. Nakaka-enjoy na makinig ng mga stories of artists and celebrities and personalities.
Ako, gusto ko malaman yung kay Josh.
Josh,
Ayan. Si Josh.
Ako feeling ko makikinig ako talaga ng
Mataimtim ngayon.
mataimtim ngayon.
Ako din. Parang ako din.
Parang
Grabe
gusto
naman yung
ko-
mataimtim.
Oo, gusto ko talagang
Namnam.
ma-absorb.
Oo.
Hindi, pero sa akin yung ride natin sa KwentoJuan. Na proud lang ako sa atin. And nakita ko kung gaano nag-work hard lahat ng tao.
Yeah.
Especially yung mga nag-edit, si RJ, si Kuya Carl, si Kael, si Japs.
And syempre si Josh.
Ayan. Parang we're growing together. Not ako lang yung nag-grow physically.
Grabe no.
Pero hindi.
Grabe ka naman sa sarili mo.
Hindi. Pero na-inspire ako dun sa kwento ni Moy. Proud ako sa team ng The Juans, The Juans crew, and the video team natin.
Yeah.
And
Ikaw.
maraming salamat sa lahat ng nakinig.
Speaking of hard work, and para sa kaalaman ng iba, this show is actually self-produced.
Yeah.
So, from the editing of the audio to uploading it on Spotify to doing the video
Yeah.
version, this is all the Juans. Like,
Thumbnail.
everyone here is just work, thumbnail, everything. This is self-produced. And this is so perfect kasi ang mga kausap natin ngayon, he's not just an artist, but he's also an entrepreneur. So he's handling a lot of things. And he's also managing a lot of things, juggling a lot of things. So parang hindi lang tayo kumakanta. Pag uwi natin, tayo yung mag-edit, tayo yung mag-aayos, tayo yung magko-coordinate ng location,
Manage.
swap test, everything. So we get to have a preview kung paano niya na ma-manage, na juggle yung lahat ng mga bagay na to. Pero bago natin siya i-introduce, gusto ko lang sabihin at ikwento sa inyo yung first encounter namin ni Japs with this awesome dude.
Ayan.
Okay, I remember may show sa Pampanga sa J-Dean Tour. Tapos, bagong banda pa lang tayo na. And then, nagre-rehearse sila sa stage. And then, this awesome person saw us from afar. Malayo pa tayo. Pero siya yung nag-wave ng hand niya and he said, "Hey man, what's up?" Ganun. So parang ako, wow, that's so rare to see like a big star reach out to normal Juans like us. And I will never forget that kind of humility that he has shown.
Yeah.
Tapos naalala ko, we performed together. We sang yung single niya na Huwag Ka Nang Humirit.
Ay,
Kinover natin in the hopes na makasama natin siya. And it actually happened. Tapos sabi niya pa, The Juans!
Ano yan? Very proud moment eh. Nakakolab namin si James Reid! Grabe, sikat na kami. Hindi, pero grabe yung support ng Jaydeen. Yung ma-experience natin yung support ng Jaydeen. Di ba? Very overwhelming, di ba?
Tsaka sila yung unang nagbigay ng opportunity sa atin. Hindi, naging generous sila sa platform nila.
Totoo.
Na parang, nung mga front act tayo, pumayag sila. Na kasama tayo. Akalain mo yun, napaka-hassle kaya mag-front act ng banda. Daming requirements. But anyway, eto na, huwag na natin patagalin pa. I know we're all kind of excited but also nervous. Pero don't be pressured. Everybody, mga kakwentohan, Juanistas, let's all welcome James Reid!
Yeah!
Boxer! What's up, bro? Hello. Ayan.
Hey.
Wow, welcome to KwentoJuan. Welcome to your place. This is actually your place.
Actually, welcome.
Oh yeah.
Welcome to Brooklyn Social.
Brooklyn Social. Bro, thank you for allowing us to shoot here. But more than that, allowing us to interview you and be part of the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Yeah.
Are you really glad that you're here?
Yeah, definitely. Actually, I'm ako pa yung bagong member ng The Juans. So,
Sana
na-record
my name
to,
is
ha?
James Reid.
sa mga next albums natin, kasama ka na.
Pwedeng ano na tayo? The James.
Or The Careless Ones.
Okay, Jaime and Juan.
Jaime.
We'll think of a better one.
We will get there. But
yeah,
James,
when I first saw you guys, like you were saying earlier, you guys were just starting out. You were the Juans, but you guys have done so well, and you guys are the ones now. Like you guys have. I'm super happy for you guys. Yeah, and thank you for having me.
grabe naman yun. Hearing this from you, James, it's like mind-blowing. But anyway, kamusta ka na? Maraming na kami sa'yo. Like, maraming naghahanap. Kamusta na si James? Alam mo ba, nakakahiya man sabihin. Pero, di ba sa Instagram may mga tags na pwede mong i-follow. Isa si James doon sa mga tags na fina-follow ko. Kasi parang gusto kong ma-update. Kasi, you don't know this, but sa grupo namin, you're kind of the standard.
Yeah.
Diba? Na parang, we need to be James Reid level. So, yun yung ikaw yung standard. So, whatever your look is, whatever you wear, whatever you do in life, we just kind of just aspire to be somewhere near, half near whatever it is that you're doing. So, kamusta ka na, bro? How are you?
I'm good. Been very, very busy. Since quarantine happened, I've really been focusing on the music label, on Careless. And at the very beginning of quarantine, those first 2 weeks, I just stayed at home, did nothing, was just chilling, playing video games. I think I finished the same video game almost 3 times.
Inulit mo.
Yeah, for 2 weeks, and I was like, okay, this has to stop. This pandemic can go on forever. So I really shifted gears and got everyone together in Careless, and we shifted into creating a lot of content.
Yeah.
We have a video production arm called The Finest, which we started last year.
Right.
And we shot Nadine's visual album.
Yeah.
Did you see that one? The Wildest Dreams. So
Wildest Dreams.
that was crazy. 33 minutes long, and we shot in the middle of pandemic.
Wow.
It was really hard, but
Yeah.
definitely worth it. So we've just been focusing on music.
Ang nakakatawa dito, parang parang tayo yung group version ni James. Dahil, because we also like, we're forming our own production team, our own video team.
Yep.
Like pag nagshoot ng music video, na-inspire kami sa'yo. In so many ways. Even your makeup artist.
Yeah.
Mac?
Yeah. We made it to a point na sabi namin sa sarili namin, pag kami nagkaroon na ng opportunity na mamili na makeup artist, si Mac Igarta lang yung kukunin. Hindi namin papatouch yung face namin sa iba. Mac Igarta lang.
Actually, for me, he's the only one that can touch my face. Yeah.
Shout out Mac Igarta.
Yo.
Yo?
Yeah, baka naman.
Hello.
Mac Igarta, number Juan. You heard it right here.
Siyempre, di ba, for an artist, there are times when you prefer things to be done your way that aligns to your vision artistically. And sometimes, creating a group that does that is easier than trying to explain it to another group.
Yep.
Trying to align everyone to your vision. What made you decide na parang I'm gonna start my own label?
My own label. I just wanted creative control.
Yeah.
That was really it. I wanted to make music that I like to make. I didn't want people telling me, no, it has to be marketable or it has to be like this, like that. So it was purely because I wanted creative control. And I didn't know it would go this far. I think the first project I did was Palm Dreams, that album. And it was my first time to write a whole album, completely original.
So ikaw lang lahat nagsulat nun?
Yeah, all of the songs. And it was produced by Poor Taste, my friend at the time. We weren't trying to make a #1 album. We weren't trying to make a mainstream album or anything. I was just making music that I liked. And then it was funny because when I released it, a lot of the tweets were saying, I'm not a fan of James Reid, but Palm Dreams is lit. So that I saw that it was a good sign, that I was doing the right thing, that there was a future in it. So one thing led to another. Brett Jackson, like one of my best friends, he came on board as my very first artist, and from there it just grew out more artists. And it started out as just friends, like you guys. It just started out as friends making music together, once you share that vision, everything else starts coming together.
A lot of creative people crave to be recognized and be famous, but sometimes they don't appreciate that the fact that you have creativity, you have creative control over the things you do is actually rewarding enough. Like you don't need to be super famous to get to practice and enjoy the creativity that you have, the artistry that you have.
That's very true. For me, it's been kind of reverse. I reached a level of fame. I'm not exactly sure how, but I reached a certain level of fame. But it wasn't as rewarding as I thought it would be. What I did crave was that artistic expression. I did want people to recognize me for who I am, like my name or the fame. It was for the things that I did or that I created, that I created myself. So I'm going in reverse. So that's one of the things I was able to learn from. I was lucky enough to go down the path that I went, and I feel like I'm going the other way. So it's kind of weird.
This could be an encouragement to our listeners, especially the artists that are just starting, mga nagsisimula pa lang, na maybe sometimes you feel like quitting or giving up because hindi naman ako sumisikat, di naman ako nagna-number 1 sa charts, nandiyan lang yung kanta ko pero wala naman nakakapansin. And don't take for granted the value of being able to express and do the things that you do on your own. Kasi yun, si James nga, abot niya na pero yun yung kine-crave niya. Pero tayo, yun na yung meron tayo. But sometimes we take that for granted kasi tinitignan natin yung charts, the numbers, the followers, the fame and money. But sometimes if you truly are an artist, the fulfillment should first and foremost come from creating and liking what you create. Like secondary na lang if people will like it or people will support it. But the fact that you're able to create and you like what you create, that's the essence of being an artist and being able to communicate the message that you want to communicate. So my question, James, next question is, how important is creativity to you? Because
creativity, I feel like that's what makes us feel alive. That's really what makes us feel alive. I loved acting, but there's some times after doing teleserie after teleserie, it gets repetitive, and I felt like kind of robotic, and I craved something that came from me that I could really express. I wasn't just following instructions
or a script.
Yeah, so it wasn't feeding my soul, and it was difficult for me to step away from all of that, because I was, at a very good place, but I stepped away from doing that, which was very easy, and I chose something more difficult, which is something that I still had to grow in, making music and production, writing songs. Like when I started, I wasn't the best. I had a long way to go. So I chose a more difficult path because it was feeding my soul, because, I could express myself creatively. It made me feel alive.
When was the first time na na-realize mo sa sarili mo na in love ka sa music? Was there a time in your childhood?
I've been listening to music since I was a kid. My dad, like imagine this whole box filled to the ceiling with classical music CDs. So I would listen to music all the time as a kid. I had this one DVD of Michael Jackson, all his music videos, and I would watch it like every weekend. So
That's
I've
why
always
you kind of
loved
sound
music.
like Michael Jackson. We were talking about it. Sabi ko, yung timbre ng boss si Jace, parang may pagka Michael Jackson. I don't know if you've heard that from other people also. But
Not that often, but I'm glad you said it. Because when I was a kid, I would try to sound like Michael Jackson. Yeah.
Ako may question ako.
go.
Kung okay lang. Napapressure ako kasi idol ko talaga si James Reid nung bata pa ako.
Sino bang hindi? Di ba?
Can you walk us sa daily routine mo? Like for example, on a busy day,
Ay, gusto ko yan.
ano yung mga schedule mo? Ano yung mga ginagawa mo? Like recording?
Since pandemic started, I've been waking up at 7 a.m. every day. I start work at 8. We have a group meeting with the whole team. And then I finish work at about 8 p.m. And that's Monday to Saturday.
Wow.
And then we chill out on Sunday. So I've been resting like one day a week. We've been going, actually since everything slowed down, I've been working harder than ever.
Yeah.
Because, now's the time, to really, work on your stuff. Because, the world has really slowed down and everyone's more focused on what's really important to them.
Yeah.
There's less distractions. So now's a really good time to just focus on what you love. Yeah, we start at 8 a.m. every day, and it's meetings for music videos, content, planning out music releases, and then the afternoons we spend in the studio, which is nearby actually.
Nice.
Yeah,
Dream life.
Yeah.
Goals.
it is. It is a dream life right now. Yeah, like
Pero-
doing what you love for work. Yeah.
Pero naging mahirap ba sa'yo? Like transitioning from the life of an artista, like doing teleserye, na walang fixed time, di ba? Yung buhay natin, very erratic. Like sometimes you work every single day, there's no rest, and then biglang magkakaroon ka ng pahinga, and then you're gonna... Pero this has more structure, it's more predictable.
It's been better for me because I have my sleeping is so much better. When I was doing TV shows, like you were saying, like the sleep pattern, I can be working from 7 a.m. to 7 a.m. the next day,
24 hours.
and then sleep until 2 p.m. and then
Work
work again. So it's been good for my health. Yeah.
Pero nahirapan ka ba? Like, was it hard or...
Di ba kasi as a creative guy, parang, di ba minsan may mga times na pag midnight na pumapasok yung creativity. Like for us, pag nag-edit kami, mga 12 a.m. kami nagsastart, matatapos kami mga 8 a.m. na mga ganun. So how was it for you?
We were also the same. Like the creative juices start flowing in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
And then it's already 6 a.m. and you're like already like dead. But then, sometimes in the morning and I listen to it, I'm like, oh wow, I was really tired. What was I thinking? So I found it was better to start working earlier in the day. Yeah. Like midday, start recording.
Matry nga yan. Subukan nga natin yun.
Yeah, you get used to it. But it's much better. You have more time in the day. You don't get tired and then you just think, okay, we have to finish this song.
So you transition from artista to a producer and building your own thing. And of course, merong fear factor dun na if I leave this, I may never be able to get back to what I'm enjoying now. So nahirapan ka ba mag-transition from being the James Reid big star to someone starting your own thing?
Yes and no. One of the things I had to do was learn how to use what I have, like my fame, everything that I've done in the past. We have like such a great fan base. The J. Dean fans, the readers, all of them. But how to just transition that over into my music. I wasn't starting from scratch. I was lucky enough that I already had the foundations. So it wasn't too hard. The hard part was the business aspect. Because at the start, it was just me and my friends making music. We do one show once a month in Bohol or something. Yeah, we think it's great. But then after a while, and you look at the numbers, it's like, oh my God,
We need to earn money.
Yeah, we need to earn money. We can't just be doing like, shows and like spending money on this and, so the hard part was learning how to make it professional.
Yeah.
So that's what we spent this year doing, growing up, which was really hard.
Yeah. Yung balancing
balance.
creativity, but also productivity and
Efficient.
effectivity and efficiency.
Yung entrepreneur side.
Yeah, and this is a good thing to talk about kasi may balance din yan na talagang if you wanna be in the business, if you wanna produce song, you wanna have a company, you want things going on, you wanna produce beautiful things, you also need funding for that.
Yeah.
And you have to be wise on how to earn.
Yeah.
And it doesn't always mean compromising your art, but sometimes it's learning how to be wise on how to get resources to fund that art that you have in your heart. And for you, James, you did not just stop with a music label. You have put up a lot of other businesses around.
Yes.
Like this place, this is a barber shop because it's a bar, but it's also like a
I like that.
It's a barber
shop.
barber
Yeah.
shop, right? Pinilit ko talaga
Yeah,
yun.
cool. I'm gonna remember that.
Isang linggo ko inisip yun, barber shop. Because it's a bar and it's
Yep.
a barber shop.
One thing though, like Careless is standalone. I don't. I've worked really hard to make it self-sufficient. I don't put any money into it. It makes its own money.
Right.
It's not something that I have to keep putting money into or from the other businesses. They're all standalone. It was really important that the label itself is self-sufficient so that it can really take care of the artists. And that we can sign more artists and really give them a career where they can grow in. It's not just you go, hope it works. If it doesn't, then goodbye. We want them to be able to grow with the company. So I think we've been able to do that with partnerships, a lot of collaborations, and that's how we've been able to get the funding to do all this crazy stuff. But for the other businesses, I'm also in F&B and lifestyle. So we have a company called Notorious Concepts. So we'll be opening up a lot of spaces in Publishon, which has been closed down. Yeah. I actually grew up in that area in Publishon, so I'll be going back there. Other than that, we also have like agriculture. We have a farming business called The Finest. The Freshest. The Freshest. And a content creating company called The Finest.
Galing.
Yeah, there's a
What
lot.
kind of agriculture? Like, palay, ganun? Or like...
Yeah, we have a farm out in San Benito. We've been working on doing things like hydroponics, also in this space, in building out some hydroponics. So we have
Anong hydroponics?
hydroponics. It's like vegetables that are grown without soil, using a system where it feeds nutrients into the plants, and then you can grow it anywhere. For example, right here or in a container like this.
Like here, like this.
Yeah.
But this is fake. It's not hydroponics. It's
Parang
hydroponics.
self-sustaining na
The plants.
But yeah, there's a lot of things we've been getting into. A lot of them are just starting out, and I think the biggest part about being an entrepreneur is just being able to learn, like knowing how to learn things.
Yeah. With all of those things going on, how do you manage na parang mabalance mo pa rin yung time mo with sa lahat ng mga bagay, ganun?
I don't know. I really don't know. I'm falling apart. No, I have a good team. I have a really good team. The people I work with at Brooklyn Industries.
Like nakapagpahinga ka pa ba, ganun?
Usually on the weekends only. Yeah, that's the only time. But I get by. It's definitely worth it. If you want to make things happen and if you want like things to change, you want things to grow, it just really takes a lot of effort and a lot of discipline. Go really hard now for, a delayed gratification later.
Yeah.
Galing. Dahil dyan, parang gusto ko na magtanim ng palay.
Ako may question ako kay James.
Go.
Yeah.
Kasi
Dapat English De joke
Yeah.
lang.
Hindi. Kasi
Yeah.
nag-start kami mag-business. So, we're leaning on the entrepreneur side.
Yeah.
Meron ka bang mga business tips na pwedeng i-share sa amin?
They say don't do it with friends,
But here you are.
but here I am.
Yeah.
I started, with friends, and I think that saying is correct. you know, because it does make it so much more difficult.
True.
But I think the payoff is that it's more rewarding. It's more fun when you're able to, you know, despite, you know, how difficult it may be, if you can still do it with, you know, with your friends, it's really rewarding.
True.
And you know, when you start a business with friends, you're building the business around the people. Usually you create a business and you find people to fill in the roles, but what you guys will be doing is you're building the business around you guys. So I think it would just be play to your strengths, know what your advantage is, what your edge is, and take advantage of that.
Yeah. Pwede ko ba ma-share yung sa atin naman? Di ba,
Nakaka-relate kami sa
nakaka-relate kami.
yung working with friends.
Kasi the problem is lagi mong kailangan i-balance yung work side and yung emotional side.
Yeah.
Yung being friends, being yung relationship nyo as a friends and relationship nyo as
Workmates.
Ganun na. So minsan parang yung disadvantage, nabablur yung line na hindi work to eh. So wag muna tayo mag ano. Or minsan naman, ano tayo, friends na parang friendship time. Pero minsan nagagawang work. So how do you manage it? Like with your friends?
Like for example, correcting someone. Parang okay, you need correction because what you're doing is
sa
wrong.
work aspect.
But also, that guy is your friend. And that guy kind of is used to getting comfort and affirmation from you. And sometimes, nalilito na sila parang, wala, si James, tropa ko to dati ngayon. You know, kung saan ako, how do you balance that?
Because there's no real answer to that. You know, it's just you all have to learn to, you know, put your ego aside. When it's work, like nothing personal. This is just work. And then also have times when it's like, yo, we're not talking about work today. We're just gonna chill, you know, make music or like play video games, whatever you guys do. And just have time for that. But then there's no real answer. So it's just something you all have to learn to, like, you know, put your ego to the side.
Yeah. And I think culture-wise, siguro si James is used to being direct with, you know, with work things, like being direct with instructions and corrections. Sa mga Pilipino kasi lagi tayong may pa-sugarcoat, may filter kasi nahihiya tayo. Pero minsan, the more na hindi natin sinasabi, the more na nahihirapan yung communication line. Gaya na sabi mo, it's good to be working with your friends. It's rewarding. But there's also a challenge on how to communicate and how to appropriate that communication.
Yeah, I think you said it. It's really communication. You know, if there's something wrong, just say it.
Yeah.
Because if you don't say it, it's going to build up into this thing.
Yeah.
That it's not really a thing. It's not really a thing. So just say it.
Since best friend mo si Brett, and I've seen you guys before, even before you started Careless. So wala ba kayong time na nagkaroon kayo ng conflict because you needed to address this thing, but it was so difficult for you?
No, there's definitely times like that when there's like when there's creative differences.
Yeah.
Especially when you're in the position of a leader. You know, it's really hard for you because you have to care the most. Like if you only give 80%, you can't expect anyone else to give more than 80%.
Yeah.
If you give 100%, then maybe you can expect them to give 80%.
Yeah.
But when you're in the position of the leader, you have to like get comfortable with being uncomfortable all the time.
Hey, bars!
Yeah.
Do you produce your own music?
I'm very hands-on when it comes to my music. I usually work with producers all the time, and it's really fun that way because you know, you get ideas that would surprise you.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you think I should be like this, and then when you make it, it's like, oh, actually that's whack. But then what we really want is to be like surprised.
Yeah.
You know, that's why it's nice collaborating with people because they bring something to it, and you're like, oh wow, that sounds great. I wasn't expecting that, and then. But in the case of Soda, that one I produced myself. I play around on like GarageBand and stuff. Not GarageBand. Logic. Yeah, Logic. Actually, GarageBand was the first one I ever used.
That's the baby of Logic.
That's the baby of Logic.
Baby of Logic.
And I created that melody and the chords and everything. I built out the full track. And then I wrote to it. And then that's when I hit up my producer and we added some live guitars and some other instruments. That was a really fun experience to create a song from scratch that I produced myself. and hopefully going forward, that's what I would like to do more of. As an artist, I'm still learning. I'm still learning a lot about music theory, about music production. So many different things like mixing. But yeah, still have a long way to go.
Siguro marami yung intrigue dun sa song dahil bakit soda pero wala yung soda dun sa song.
Sa tunog meron.
Yeah, so
Yung pagbukas ng can.
you know when you're making
Why
beats
soda?
and then there's no lyrics, there's no title of the song, and you have to name the song.
Iyan.
And then you felt
That's it. I was just like, you know what? It sounds like soda to my ears. Like the music sounded like soda. It's like fizzy and like wavy. So that's why I called it soda. And then when I wrote the song, I was like, what am I gonna call it? Don't lose the stars in your eyes. It's all a part of the ride. What am I gonna call it? And I was like, you know what? Let's just leave it soda. Yeah. And then because I left it as soda, I put in the soda can. Like, yeah.
Kapag nag-produce kayo ng music, gaano katagal yung process? Like songwriting and producing the music.
Sometimes songwriting can be in like a day, and sometimes it takes me 2-3 months. I get asked like, what's your creative process like in making music and writing songs or whatever? And for me, it's different every single time. I haven't really figured out like what's the best way for me to make music. Because sometimes it's starting with the chords, because the chords make you feel something, right? There's emotion in the chord progression. Or sometimes it's from the beat, and then you feel some kind of energy, and then that's when you start writing. Or sometimes you start from a melody that you have in your head. So it starts from anywhere, but I guess that's the fun part. You never know how it's gonna come together. Because it'd be boring if it was the same way.
process.
Every time.
Yeah.
And everyone can do it if there was a formula.
Yeah, true.
That's what makes it
Yeah.
rewarding also. Like, iba-iba yung proseso of this. Para it's like your baby. It's all the time like, there's a song that's birthed out of you. So, iba-iba.
Paano natin incorporate like yung hirap kung paano gumawa ng music sa business? Like hindi nakikita ng ibang tao na mahirap gumawa ng music. Uy, gawa mo nga ako ng instrumental. 'Di ba madali lang naman 'yan. Bigyan ka ng 2K. Ganun.
Or yung sa YouTube na, pwede po makahingi ng -1. Wow. Like, how do we translate creativity to business? And the value of having numbers?
Or like when it
Kung
comes to
paano
making.
maintindihan ng ibang tao like yung hirap gumawa ng music. Or sa art in general.
And where this is coming from is, di ba, especially on Facebook, you will see a lot of artists calling out people na parang they think pag nagpa-edit ng video or pag nagpa-shoot, they feel, parang camera lang naman yan. Pipindutin mo lang naman or gagawa ka lang naman ng lyrics tapos kakantahan mo lang. They think it's so easy. And it's about time that creators like us really speak up and say, you're not just paying for the moment I write the song, but you're paying for the experience I had to get to a melody like this, or to play this instrument, how many hours I've put in. And I like what James said na one step is exposing that process, like showing people this is how we do it. Like it's not magic, there's a song tomorrow. But sometimes it does happen kasi na quick, nakakasulat ka ng kanta. But people tend to look at that na, 30 minutes lang pala isang kanta. De gawa ko isang album, isang araw. It's not like that, di ba? What's next for James Reid? Ano yung mga dapat abangan ng mga fans mo, mga nakakamiss sa'yo? What's next for James?
I don't know.
I
I don't know what's next, to be honest. Right now, I'm focused a lot on music. I have a new single out called Crazy. They came out to Amazon exclusive. So it'll be on Amazon exclusively for the next 3 months. So you can check it out there. And then I have another song coming out in June called Hello. That one's really fun. It's like a really like funk pop sound. Kind of following what I did with Hello, with Soda. What's next for me is really seeing these projects through and giving them the best possible run that they could have. Hopefully by the end of the year I can work on an album.
Grabe yung perspective ni James na nandun na talaga sa entrepreneur level.
And empowering.
Hindi na lang para sa sarili niya.
Tama.
And empowering yung ibang artists.
Yeah.
We should collaborate on a Tagalog song because a lot of fans have been requesting that I release a song in Tagalog.
Let's
So,
do it.
if we could collaborate on a
Let's do
track,
it. Okay.
Now,
First
let's
line.
go.
First line is.
let's go.
Okay.
Here it is. This is the creative process we're
Yeah.
telling you about.
Guys, so to sum up everything that we talked about, man, we wish we could have episode 14, 15, 16 with you, man. But
This is the last episode, right?
yeah, you're the finisher.
Pwede daw kasi na hindi na dito. Pwedeng sa studio na yung sunod.
Yeah.
Diba?
And the next time is gonna be all about music, right?
Music.
Oh, yeah.
So to sum up this episode, guys, what did you learn from our guest?
Sobrang ina-admire ko yung yung fact na nag-leap si James dun sa parang decision and transitioning into something na sabi niya nga nasa na siya parang kung iisipin mo comfortable na na lugar.
Comfort zone.
Pero nag-step out siya at pinursu talaga niya yung passion niya, which is more difficult in a way, pero having your friends around you building and creating something out of nothing, 'di ba? Parang yun, dinala siya into places na hindi nila ina-expect. And nakakatuwa lang yung makikita mo din yung storya natin na pwede pala talagang maging katrabaho mo yung mga kaibigan mo.
This is nice. It's nice to hear because it's like therapy for me. I'm like, oh wow,
Yeah.
I did that. Oh my god.
Yeah, you actually did that. And ang maganda pa dito, from being an actor na all eyes on you, 'di ba? Pag nasa stage ka, nasa concert ka, or nasa teleserye, all eyes on you. Ngayon, James is about spotlighting others. 'Di ba? Parang championing all the local artists. Sabi niya nga, meron pang mga magagaling na artist sa Cebu. Na totoo, marami
Sobrang
talagang
dami. Totoo. Sa
So,
Cebu.
na 'di ba kung iisipin mo, saan ka pa ba titingin, 'di ba? Nandiyan lang yan sa paligid, and yan, excited ako na makatrabaho natin siya in the future, alam mo yan, music collaborations yan.
Sa akin gusto ko yung willingness ni James to learn. Kasi syempre, kilala natin si James as an actor. Tapos ngayon, he's willing to learn sa more on entrepreneur side, ganyan. Tapos ngayon ko lang natin nalaman na he's into agriculture business din pala, 'di ba?
Ambassador siya ng
Yes, I'm the ambassador for food security.
Yeah.
Kung iisipin natin si James Reid, nasa comfort zone na siya eh. Nandun na siya sa sa fame, wala na siyang pinoproblema. Meron sa puso niya na something na gusto niyang i-pursue. So parang reminder din sa mga nakikinig, sa mga kakwentuhan natin na pagka meron kang nasa puso na gusto mo talagang gawin, just take that leap na gawin yon, and kailangan mo lang talaga ng courage.
Na-realize ko, sobrang hirap pala maging James Reid. Sobrang, kasi grabe siya mag-isip, parang Elon Musk.
Parang ganun.
Diba? Sobrang dami iniisip, mga innovation mo. Ganyan.
Sustainability.
Diba?
Ganun.
So, grabe pala maging James Reid. And may gusto akong sinabi niya kanina is yung pinursu niya yung creative control. Pag may creative control ka as an artist, parang ang saya mo, di ba? Like walang
freedom.
Freedom talaga, magagawa mo yung gusto mo. Para doon sa mga taong nagsistart, just keep doing yung ginagawa nyo, yung music na ginagawa nyo. And there's always someone na magugustuhan yung music nyo.
Yep.
Kahit ano pang tunog niyan, there's always someone na magugustuhan yung music nyo.
True.
Ako naman, two things. Una, for every person, iba-iba yung measure of success and fulfillment. For some, parang gusto nila maging comfortable sa life. Gusto nila yung fame, like comfortability in life. Pero some, gusto nila yung hard path. Yung iba gusto tahakin yung path na hindi pinupuntahan ng iba. Like James.
The road less traveled.
Yeah. From an actor to being an entrepreneur na ngayon sobrang flourishing na siya.
Yep.
And yung pangalawa is, parang na-realize ko na pwede pala yun yung maging creative ka na morning person ka din. Kasi yun parang...
I'm not a morning person. I hate mornings, but
You had to.
I
Na-mind
had to do
blown
it.
ako
I had
dun
to do it.
Pwede yun.
So,
For
sa application ko, tatry ko yun sa mga susunod na panahon.
Or to have a more structured
Structured
process
life.
in approaching the goals.
Oh.
I guess that's yun yung balance ng business side. Like
Yeah.
you have creative freedom, yes, but you also have to be responsible on the other side, because no one's gonna catch you if you fall. Like, you have to, really stand up. Ako, several things I want to say. Una, I want to honor your heart to open up your influence, your name, to be the wings of the other artists that are starting. Parang you opened up everything that you had, the influence, the recognition na sinishare mo to sa mga bagong artist. And gaya na sabi ni KL, from being in front of the camera, being on stage, you humbled yourself enough to be at the back pushing others. And that's so admirable, because usually when you're so filled up with your ego, you just want na ako, I want to be bigger. I want to, pagkatas ng Pilipinas, Asia naman, after Asia, buong mundo naman, tas buong universe naman. Yeah, but you, like, when you finally got to a place where I want to do something else, and I admire that you have a heart to actually support other artists. And even doing this, this is you sharing your platform with this, and I'm just grateful for that. I just want to let you know that you have been instrumental to our aspirations, to us driving, not just to sound good, but to also look good to the best of our ability, and to to achieve for greater things. Like, thank you for showing us, thank you for showing Filipinos that you can be so much more than a famous actor. Yeah. Like, it's possible to be an actor, but also to be an entrepreneur. Like, you don't need to box yourself to a certain pattern based sa idol mo. Na parang, si ganitong celebrity, acting lang siya, so dapat ito lang ako. Pero James is now showing us, no, whatever is in your heart, pursue it. And if you go at it with full heart and full effort, and James is not discounting the effort part. There's work to do, bro.
It's hard.
You gotta grind, but if you go hard at it, delayed gratification, it may be difficult now, but if it's rewarding later on, then there's a reason to go hard at it. And the importance also of being around the right people, like being with the right friends, like people who have the same heart and have the same vision. And natutuwa ako kasi iniisip ko talaga, posible ba kaya talaga yun na makapagtayo ka ng industries with your friends, like with your child best friends, ganyan. And you're showing us that it is actually possible. Dami sinabi. And lastly, I just feel so fired up. Kasi just like you were also trying, well, hindi pa kami mayaman, but we're trying to build up a clothing line, pharmacy, a media team also.
Pharmacy?
Yeah, pharmacy. It's called Pharma One.
No way.
Yeah, it's Pharma One.
Cool. I'll check it out.
Yeah, it's murang gamot for everyone.
It's on
Yeah, you can franchise it actually. Let's talk later. Yeah, it's really mabenta.
Especially
owned by
nowadays.
Lester. Nowadays, there's a lot of people are in need of
We
vitamin
can use
C.
a pharmacy here somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
We'll talk later.
Yeah, you should. We should talk later. Let's go.
Let's go.
And thank you, bro. Kasi na-inspire. No steer, bro. This isn't showbiz. We really are pumped up because nakita nga namin na if you can do it, then maybe we can do it. Diba? Lima tayo.
Definitely. Yeah.
And we're excited to have an opportunity to work with you, create music with you. But nonetheless, we're grateful, bro. Thank you for saying yes to this.
Yeah.
Anything
thank
that you
you
want to
so
say?
much. Yeah. We should do another episode because you guys make me look so good. Let's keep doing this. So many nice things to you guys. Keep doing what you're doing. Like your heads are in the right headspace. Just keep focusing on the artistry because that's what people love. They love someone that's going after what they love, not after fame. So you guys are doing the right thing, and it's going to be hard. I can tell you that it's going to be hard, but nothing great is easy. So keep doing what you're doing. Get comfortable being uncomfortable.
Love that.
Yeah, it's all part of the ride, man.
Yeah. And last thing pala that I realized, creativity is not overrated. Like, the world needs creativity. Meron ako nakitang signage sa baba na parang creativity gives us life or something like that. Creativity is the point of life. Parang ganyan. And especially now in the time of pandemic, people are locked in their houses. They're looking for something that will spark life into them. And it's time, just like what you said, it's time for creative people to rise up. Na yung pagiging artistic natin, hindi yan nonsense, hindi yan non-essential. People need to be inspired. People need to connect with something. And our music, our art, is one of the best tools to actually give these people something to connect with, something to get inspiration from.
Good.
And that's why we admire Careless. We admire you, bro, for your talent,
Thank you.
for your life in general.
Thank you.
So,
These are a lot of compliments right now. I'm like, you're not taking it very well.
do you want to invite everyone sa mga dapat nilang abangan sa'yo before we close this episode?
Yeah, you can check out for like any updates on Careless. You can follow us on social media platforms. Yeah, you can follow us on our Instagram, CarelessPH, and on Twitter, Careless_PH for all the updates. But you have a lot of music coming out in the next 4 months. There's going to be a lot of singles coming out. One big thing to look out for is Nadine's concert that's coming out. It's very different. It's not like any concert we've seen before. It's kind of fused with a sort of play. So it's very different.
Parang may gusto akong tanong kay James.
Oh, yeah.
Sige.
Ito, hindi na to related sa music, ganyan. Pero feeling ko madaming gusto magtanong kay James Reid nito.
Ano?
Ayusin mo ha, Josh, ayusin mo.
What is your skincare routine? Nakais naman, di ba? Kasi ako, personally, gusto ko talagang malaman. Kasi, grabe talaga
Sikreto ng mga gwapo ba?
Ano yung secret? Kukwento ka lang, James, ha? Di ba nag-ocular sila dito? Kasi nga, namin, logistics guy namin si Josh.
Yeah.
He's also our drummer. So when he went here, he saw you. Tapos pag uwi niya sa Bulacan, he did not report about the location. He did not report about the traffic. He did not report about any logistic matter. The first thing he said is, grabe, ang gwapo ni James Reid.
Pati yung sila, Lester.
Yeah.
I don't think you'll like the answer.
But what's the answer?
I have no skincare routine. I don't even think about it. Like I barely what do you call it? Like I don't use any like toner or like anything on my face. Yeah, it's just like soap. That's it.
Yeah. I think yun yung secret, yung confidence.
Yeah. Can you donate your
No,
skin?
it's just makeup. It's just makeup, guys. It's makeup and lights.
Yeah. Sana all James Reid. Pero, gaya nga sabi mo, mahirap din maging James Reid.
Oo, mayroon din James.
Clear skin ka, pero 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. work mo.
Okay lang?
Okay lang.
Sa bagay.
Goods lang, goods.
Alright, and with that, sana marami kayong natutunan. At sana na-enjoy nyo, hindi lang tong episode na to, pero yung buong Kwento Juan. And once again, gusto namin magpasalamat sa Brooklyn Social for opening up this place for us. James, thank you, bro, for the inspiration.
Thank you, guys.
You're a legend, and we're very excited sa mga parating pang music na mag-i-inspire sa amin. And we hope that you guys are inspired as well. Thank you very much for joining us for this last episode. And this has been
KwentoJuan!